Imagine a battlefield where ingenuity and desperation collide, where soldiers are forced to innovate in the heat of combat. Welcome to the world of grenades, simple yet deceptively effective weapons of war that have undergone dramatic transformations over the centuries. Today, we will journey through history and explore some of the most creative and sometimes shocking ways grenades have been used in warfare. From the gruesome tactics of World War I to the improvised solutions of the Second World War, we'll uncover stories that illustrate how soldiers turn everyday items into instruments of survival. Take, for instance, the astonishing tale of Soviet soldiers during the Battle of Stalingrad, where grenades became tools of clever improvisation. Faced with obstacles like wire nets that obstructed their attacks, these soldiers attached fishhooks to their grenades, allowing them to bypass barriers and clear rooms in a chaotic urban environment. But the surprises don't stop there. Imagine the devious ingenuity deployed by troops during the Western Front in World War I, where the lines between camaraderie and cruelty blurred during unexpected interactions. When Canadian soldiers playfully tossed cans of corned beef to their German counterparts, they turned the moment into a deadly surprise. And throughout history, the evolution of grenades has only become more fascinating, from Byzantine-era clay jars filled with Greek fire to modern devices designed for specific tactical purposes. You will learn how the design of grenades has evolved, shaped by the needs of soldiers on the front lines and the advancements in technology. This narrative showcases not just the destructive power of these explosives, but also highlights the resourcefulness of soldiers who adapt under pressure. So come along as we delve into the history of grenades, revealing the bizarre, the clever, and the downright ingenious ways they've been utilized across generations of warfare. Grenades, those small yet potent explosives, have earned their place as one of the most iconic weapons in military history. They serve a singular purpose to incapacitate or eliminate the enemy. However, the story of grenades goes beyond mere function. It reveals the resourcefulness and determination of soldiers who must often think outside the box in the heat of battle. For instance, during the grueling Battle of Stalingrad, one of the deadliest confrontations of World War II, Soviet troops and German soldiers fought fiercely for every inch of ground. In the rubble-strewn streets, the combatants found themselves in close quarters, where traditional bombardment tactics proved ineffective. Here, grenades became a weapon of choice for clearing enemy positions. However, the German forces adapted by stretching wire nets across windows, causing grenades to bounce harmlessly to the ground. Unfazed, the Red Army soldiers devised a clever solution. They attached fishhooks to their grenades. By doing so, the grenades would snag onto the wire nets rather than deflecting off, allowing them to explode inside the buildings, illustrating that under pressure, creativity often prevails. As the war raged on, the use of grenades evolved in other significant ways. Soldiers and combat engineers discovered that grenades could effectively clear enemy bunkers, which were fortified with deep underground positioning. To counter this tactic, German forces constructed false ventilation shafts in their bunkers. When a grenade was dropped down these shafts, it would harmlessly pop out right underneath the soldier who threw it. This deceptive design forced attackers to think carefully about their options while highlighting a twisted game of strategic warfare. Equally clever were the booby traps crafted from grenades. These improvised explosive devices transformed harmless-looking corners, abandoned objects, or even the bodies of fallen soldiers into deadly traps for unsuspecting enemies. By rigging grenades with tripwires, soldiers could catch their foes off guard in choke points and narrow paths, transforming the battleground into a perilous landscape rife with danger. The ingenuity didn't stop there. Some soldiers even sabotaged their own grenades by removing the delay pallet, leading to immediate detonations when activated by enemy hands. In Afghanistan, Soviet soldiers employed a unique tactic known as the Afghan tulip. They fitted grenades inside glass containers, allowing them to be thrown further without detonation mid-flight. This clever adaptation served both as a means of increased distance and as an unassuming booby trap. Strategically placed atop precarious surfaces, these traps would yield a deadly surprise when disturbed, demonstrating the lengths soldiers would go to impose their will on the battlefield. Yet, with the notion of surprise often came moments of dark humor that blurred the lines between camaraderie and combat. One notable incident involved Canadian soldiers in World War I who, during an impromptu exchange with German soldiers, began tossing cans of corned beef. The Germans, who had grown accustomed to receiving food, were oblivious to the reality that these seemingly friendly gestures could quickly turn lethal. As the Canadians executed their surprise grenades instead of food, it left their surprised enemies reeling and served as a stark reminder of the brutality that could lurk beneath moments of supposed goodwill. Through the ages, grenades have gone from crude weapons of war to sophisticated instruments tailored for specific missions. The earliest grenades trace back to the Byzantine Empire, where clay jars filled with Greek fire sowed chaos. The Chinese would later introduce gunpowder to grenades, paving the way for modern iterations like the Mills bomb, which emerged during World War I. Today, grenades serve various functions, from fragmentation designs that scatter deadly shrapnel to chemical and incendiary variants. Yet, no matter how they're designed or deployed, one thing remains constant: caution is paramount. Understanding the mechanics of grenades is vital for soldiers. The act of throwing them requires precision, awareness of the surroundings, and the realization that they can turn against the user if not handled correctly. There are well-known safety protocols. For instance, don't throw grenades uphill or too close to yourself, as a rebound can lead to disastrous consequences. Misconceptions about the safety mechanisms exist, despite what you may see in movies. Handling grenades with teeth or a careless disregard for safety leads to catastrophic outcomes that no soldier would risk on the battlefield. In conclusion, the history and multifaceted uses of grenades illustrate a soldier's ingenuity, adaptability, and the harsh reality of warfare. From moments of dark humor to innovative tactics, these explosive devices have shaped combat and will continue to evolve as long as the needs of warfare demand them. What other unconventional or surprising uses of grenades have you heard of? Share your thoughts and stories with us in the comments.